Boom back, boom 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 back, the boom back, boom 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 back. But that's not this kind of video. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Peace, everybody. This is Ronald Haney, and I'm chilling right now. I'm gonna get right down to it because I'm not trying to make this long and drawn out. You know, everybody's been posting about the late great Florence Ballard all day. I mean, most of her fans, which I happen to be one. So, you know, this morning I got up thinking about it, you know what I'm saying, straight up, because, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm a big fan of Motown. I grew up that way, you know what I'm saying? And many of us did. Motown, of course, founded by the great Berry Gordy Jr. with an $800 loan from his family in 1959. So anyway, you can see what the post read. The post says, you know what I'm saying, Florence Ballard is 42. And we talk about some upcoming gigs. So you already know I don't own the rights to this song. Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony play sweet and tenderly. Every time your lips meet mine, now baby, baby, baby. But you know, I don't own the rights to that. I hear Symphony was written by Brian Holland, Lamont Dozier, and Eddie Holland. And not only that, you know, they the songwriting team of HCDH, you know, Holland Dozier Holland, they wrote the majority of the tunes for the Supreme, the hits for the Supremes and for the Four Tops. So, but anyway, before I even get into Florence Ballard, I do want to shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Peace, peace, peace. I see Baba out there. What up, Party Pat? Mon chéri is watching ça passer. Hi. And Cassie, get a baby a high five. You already know what it is. And Bix, your dear man, Isabel. I didn't mean to call that government on the air, but you already know. You know, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. You know, and I love you, Baba. You know what I'm saying? I'm still rocking, you know, it ain't easy. We all know life is not a game. But anyway, about this upcoming gigs real quick. You know, this weekend, I'm pleased to report, if any of you are in the New York City area, oh damn, knocked over my bottle of hot sauce. Anyway, if any of you are in the New York City area over the weekend, you know, I'm doing the I Have a Dream speech. You know, this is, unfortunately, Martin Luther King is a season. But I have been hired by the New York Coalition of 100 Black Women. I'm very excited about that because without Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King might have not been anybody. So that's my little Martin Luther King Jr. But anyway, so that's coming up this weekend. As a matter of fact, I'm doing 2 churches where I do the I Have a Dream speech, give a little snippet of Spanish, and I may even be premiering a little bit of the mountaintop. So anyway, besides that, now, today, everybody, today is February the 22nd. February the 22nd, 2018. Okay? Shout out to Detroit, because this is where I'm headed with the conversation. What up, Chris? All right. This is where I'm headed with the conversation. And I intend to conclude this video by going up on my roof, and singing to the heavens, because plenty of Motown artists, you know, when I was coming up, you know, there was a big old special that they had one time called Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever. And I don't own the rights to this too. I remember part of the segment said, oh, we are a very swinging company, working hard for day to day. No one can find more unity than at Hitsville, USA. And that was true at one time. You know, Motown, short for Motown, Motown Records was again founded by Berry Gordy Jr. and he, Hitsville was the name of the buildings on West Grand, 2648 West Grand Boulevard to be exact, in Detroit, West Side action, where the company was housed. You know what I'm saying? Some row houses there. Nowadays, Hitsville is a museum. The late great Mrs. Edwards, Mr. Gordy's sister, was the president. She was the manager of it at one time. I had the opportunity to meet her once. God bless her. And she's up there looking down on us. Shout out to Dennis Edwards. May he rest in peace. I believe the funeral was this week. And out there, I believe the funeral was this week. Got to call my uncle in Cincinnati because I know he went. You know, he's always on deck. I saw the uncle from Cincy with sisters in Detroit. And so anyway, about February 22nd, this morning I woke up, you know, because I knew what day it was. February 22nd, 42 years ago it's been. 42 years ago. Well, see what happened. Remember the other day when Dennis passed away and people was like, oh, wow. Well, back in the days of the 70s, the media wasn't like it was. It's like it is now. And but still, nevertheless, news traveled fast. You know what I'm saying? Like even when Reverend Gaye shot Marvin Gaye, we had to call around on the telephone, on the rotary phone. I remember dialing my friend next door. Yo, man, you heard what happened? Yo, Marvin Gaye's father shot him. All right. So check it out. So now what happens next is anyway, 42 years ago, you see the post that says Florence Ballard is 42. Who was Florence Ballard? Florence Ballard passed away 42 years ago on this day, February 22nd, 1976. That was a great year for music. It was a bicentennial year in Eastern Astrology. That was a dragon year, but early in the year on this day, 1/3 of the most famous female recording group, the Supremes, had passed away. So now, you know, this is right. I don't want this video to be as long as it can turn out to be, because when you speak about the Supremes, you're talking about a legacy of 8 different women, okay? You're talking about Diana Ross. You're talking about Mary Wilson. You're talking about Cindy Birdsong. You're talking about Jean Terrell. You're talking about Linda Lawrence. Happy belated birthday to her. You're talking about Sherry Payne, another Detroiter, Freda Payne's baby sister. And you're talking about Suzanne Green as well. You know, a piece to Suzanne. Suzanne is wonderful. I still have yet to meet her. And last but certainly not the least, you're talking about a woman who's been an ancestor now for 42 years, Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman. How do I love Florence Ballard Chapman? Let me count the ways. Well, first of all, let's start from this very day. Brothers and sisters, what you'll need to know about Florence Ballard Chapman, Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman, is that she lives. How does she live? As far as I'm concerned, the beauty of Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman is in her children, who I happen to know. The beauty of Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman is in her grandchildren, who I happen to know some of them, and in her great-grandchildren. Okay, so that's the deal. That's my take. That's my take on it. And each time, any of you out there in Facebook land, globally, if you put on any of the Supremes records, and I'm talking about the original Supremes, we're talking, because they went from being the Primettes to being to the Supremes. You know, as a matter of fact, they signed their contract, I think it was January 15th, 1961. But anyway, about the Supremes, anytime you put on any of their songs, the original groups from, because their first record when they were on the Lupine label, when they were the Primettes, was Tears of Sorrow, which Diana led. And then Mary Wilson, because back then everyone took turns leading. And Mary Wilson led Pretty Baby on the Lupine label. But then they signed with Hitsville, and their first record for Hitsville, I believe, must have been I Want a Guy. And so, anyway, they had about 11 flops. That's the historic legacy of the Supremes. They had 11 flops. They were billed as the no-hit Supremes at the company by some of the other groups, and it's to my knowledge that they actually came to Hitsville first, and some of the other girl groups like Martha and the Vandellas and the Marvelettes came later. You know, I'm not sure. I don't want to make this a back and forth thing, but anyway. So, Florence Ballard, she is the one that was given a list that was, and she picked the name Supremes from a list that was given to her from some people at the company. And then they signed their contracts on January 15th, 1961. And at that time, in 1961, I believe the Marvelettes were already on deck. And because Please Mr. Postman did come out that year, and that was one of the top #1 smash hits for the company. As a matter of fact, the Supremes' Where Did Our Love Go was the third #1 hit record for the Motown company. Whereas I believe the first one was Shop Around by the Miracles. And then the next one would be Shop Around came out in 1959, I believe. And then Please Mr. Postman came out in 1961. But hey, Rach, you know I need to be talking about buttered popcorn, right? Okay, and I don't own the rights to this. For breakfast, lunch, and a dinner too. Buttered popcorn, and it worries me so I don't know what to do. Oh, we don't really like to build buttered popcorn as a flop per se, because it's to my knowledge that the Supremes were enjoying success around their hoods and stuff in the D, back in the day, and they were gaining, a little, a national play, I guess, on the radio. Again, I wasn't a twinkle in my daddy's eye. I wasn't born the song that was released the day I was born was For Once in My Life. But anyway, but Buttered Popcorn, Florence did lead that hot track, Buttered Popcorn, I think, came out in it must have been 62 or 60, I'm not sure. I know Let Me Go the Right Way was released November 5th, 1962, and Diane led that. But Buttered Popcorn, let me see, I Want a Guy, then I think Buttered Popcorn, according to the books, because there's been a lot of books. Well, thank you, Helen. I believe I can carry a tune, but thank you very much. Let me see. I Want a Guy was the first song by the Supremes under their new name, picked by Florence. And then I think Florence led Buttered Popcorn. And there was a time period, according to a few books that I've read, including Mary Wilson's, that Florence did a stint with the Marvelettes. And with another phenomenal group. As a matter of fact, the Marvelettes' premier girl group, and Martha Vandella's premier girl group, and the Supremes was at that time the no-hit Supremes. So of course they always had their eyes on the prize. But this is why it's easy for me to say, but I tell you what, now I understand how painful it can be when your mother passes away, because my mom passed away in 2016 in July, and Nicole Chapman, one of Florence's daughters, she did text me and she said, your mama with my mama now, and I was like, wow. At that time I was like, but now in hindsight I'm like, wow, that's like a catch-22, because my mama is with their mama. You know what I'm saying? And their mama been with the Almighty for 42 years as of this day. Florence Ballard is 42 years old, unfortunately, in death. But again, and I know she's standing at the gates waiting on Dennis, because she knew Dennis very well. Because Dennis Edwards was one of the contours at one time before he replaced David Ruffin in Temptations. So, yeah, Helen, condolences to them. Florence Ballard's been going 42 years today. Can you imagine? Where does the time go? 42 years ago, man. February 22nd, 1976. I'm sure some of the family has been to 13 Mile and Ryan to see her. I've been there before, many, many years ago. Again, I'm you know, I'm a fan, but I'm a fan of Motown across the board. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's happened due to my mother. And a lot of times I would put on the Motown records, right, to get her to stay home, you know. But anyway, it's a long story. Yeah, so fast forward from this day, going back, you know what I'm saying? I was just in Detroit, and you know, out there, I'm auditioning, you know, for a movie about Flo's life. I have to hear from production to see. I went out there to audition to play, you know, hopefully I wanted to be cast as Berry Gordy. As a matter of fact, if any of you out there ever hear of a casting call, or maybe a casting call or a screen test or anything where I can where I can try and audition, because back in the day, Motown was about finding talent, you know, from anywhere, you know what I mean? And people tell me that I look like Berry Gordy. You know, I don't know about all that. Psych, you know, I'm in it one day. What up, cuzzo? You said I like the camera, right? Yeah, I'm here talking about Florence Ballard and the legacy of Florence Ballard, you know, who passed away today 42 years ago. And maybe like a couple of weeks ago when Dennis Edwards passed, you know, the world of popular music got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, you know, doing these live videos on these phones, man, and people be hitting you up, but it's a blessing to be in touch with people. Making you look, you just 42, Bell Bix. You're just 42 years old out there, you know what I mean? I learned a lot from you talking about groups and stuff like that, you know, back in the day. We're gonna talk about that real soon, miss. But you know, y'all held me down back in the day, all right? But anyway, I don't want to get too emotional with this video, because I've been blessed to be alive. We all, you know, I'm blessed to be alive and to have met Florence's daughters, Michelle and Nicole Chapman and Lisa Chapman. Mwah! And I was blessed to have met her grandchildren, and some of her grandchildren, some of her great-grands. And again, the beauty of Florence Ballard exists in her lovely daughters, her lovely grandchildren. So peace to Alexis, peace to Alicia, peace to Deja, peace to Booby and Denzel. I think I said it right, because I always get Booby, Derek and Denzel for around, right? Chris, Mark, and Darryl, you know what I'm saying? And last but certainly not least, I can't leave out Flo Chapman, you know what I'm saying, who, for me, everybody, you know, all of her family is slices of who she was in many stages of her life. Not only that, you know, the beauty, again, not only does the beauty of her lie in her family, but her granddaughter, Flo Chapman, in particular. You know, I saw some pictures posted of Florence today that I've never seen before, and I was like, it's all good. I'm gonna do a live stream about her, and I gotta get ready to wrap this up because I want to go on the roof to sing to her in heaven, right? But anyway, because I'm gonna have to do another Supremes video. I'm gonna do a video on girl groups, do a video on Motown, period, because Motown is forever. Let me see. But anyway, where was I? Talking about Florence, man. I can be here all day talking about Florence Ballard, man. People who know me up close and personal know that. Shout out to Detroit again. Lovely city, you know what I mean? The Motor City. And I'm going to have to do videos on some of the other artists who I come to know and been blessed to know. And, you know, but this date in particular, Florence. Anyway, her granddaughter Flo Chapman reminds me of a picture that I saw. People have been posting wonderful, beautiful pictures. You know, Florence still has a lot of fans around the world. You know what I mean? And when she unfortunately passed away at just the tender age of 32 years old. So when you see all of your lovely young girls that's like 32 years old, man, you know, she didn't make it to 33 years old, man. So, and this year, Florence Ballard, had she been alive, would be 75. So I'm sure something will be done to celebrate her memory. What else can I tell you? Last but certainly not the least, Flo Chapman and my boy, the one better known as Apple Castellano, you know what I'm saying? Florence's oldest grandson happens to be one of the greatest rappers on the come up out there in the D. You know what I'm saying? You know, I still gotta get the hang of what trap music really means, and you know, he can square me away with that. But I gotta push some of his stuff in New York, or you know, at least try to support it. But you know what I mean? Yeah, saying happy birthday. It's not really a birthday, but it's a day of, it was a day of transition for young Florence Ballard, 42 years ago at the age of 32. So sure, she was living, do the math, she'd be 74, about to be 75. She was a Cancerian, June 30th, 1943 to February 22nd, 1976. Anyway, rest in peace, Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman. Her life was celebrated in the Dreamgirls musical via Effie Melody White, originally played by Jennifer Holliday on stage. And I am telling you, woo! I don't own the rights to that. And Jennifer Hudson on screen. People have been winning Oscars and Tonys off the life of Florence Ballard, meaning, you know, off of the, the depiction, loosely based on her life. And shout out to all of those sisters that brought that loosely depicted life to film, you know what I mean? There's still films to be made about the Supremes, I'm sure. Who knows when they'll be? But if you know of any screen tests, please somebody tell me. I want to audition to play Berry Gordy Jr., man. I think I got the chops to play him. Yeah, what else can I say about Flo? Because if I start talking about her too much, I'll get depressed. Because I, like everyone else, want her alive. But she's been gone 42 years. My mother's been going on just 2 years. So, you know, I understand. I feel like I understand Michelle, Nicole, and Lisa sometimes, you know. But on that, their mom been going from their lives since they was little girls. As a matter of fact, I grew up wanting to rescue Nicole just by reading Jet magazine. You know, every household had one, Ebony or Jet magazine, you know what I'm saying? And whoever was on the cover of Ebony and Jet magazine, you know what I mean, was on Soul Train. And it was a requirement in your household to turn away from cartoons and watch Soul Train. All right, train set, push it to the side, read a book. Race car, put it down, read a book. You might can read a comic book, but yo, lay up, read a book, read that there Jet magazine. Everybody that was on the cover of Jet magazine was usually on Soul Train, except for one time. I did see her. But then after that, after she passed, I wanted to save the little girls in the picture. And God blessed me with having me meet them. Yo, what up, D? All right. D's down the way, down I-95, ain't you, boy? 940. All right, but anyway, you know, I grew up wanting to rescue those girls in the picture. And, you know, Nicole especially, you know. And I wound up meeting her. To God be all the glory. You know. Anyway. Again, you know, there's some real strong women in the world, and I know for a fact that 3 of the strongest women that I've ever met in my life is Michelle Ballard Chapman, Nicole Ballard Chapman, and Lisa Ballard Chapman, you know. Oh man, thank you, Jay. You know what, my boy, I got fam in Detroit. Detroit showed me love, kinship, kinship, kinship. Oh, make some noise, live noise, make some noise. But anyway, I gotta get ready to get off of this, because I'll get emotional when talking about Detroit, talking about my love for Motown, and talking about my love for the legacy of Florence Glenda Ballard Chapman, the eighth of like 15 children. I can do more posts about this, but anyway, man, I need to go upstairs and attempt to sing the Florence in Heaven. You know what I mean? Because it's just what I need to do. The last time, sorry about all that shaking, but I got, going up on the roof. You know what I mean? And of course, that was by the Drifters. And Drifters wasn't at Motown. The Drifters was on the Atlantic label, like another fellow Detroiter who came to New York to record, Miss Aretha Franklin, Riri. Shout out to Aretha Franklin, living legend. Baby, no doubt about it, baby, I love you. Now, I don't own those rights, so don't sue me. Y'all know I ain't got no money. So let me go up on the roof. Right about now, I'm going to take you upstairs real quick. I'm going to sing the Florence Ballard in Heaven right now. Hold up. I hope the roof door is still open, because if it's not open, then I can't sing. I won't be able to sing jack, you feel me? But tell you what, if it's locked, then I gotta sing in the hallway. But if it ain't locked, I'm gonna show you a little bit of the Boogie Down Bronx. And not only that, I'm gonna show you a little bit of the Boogie Down Bronx. Somebody turned off the global warming, though. They gonna flick that global warming switch off. Yesterday it was like 75 degrees in New York, and now it's like some boop, like 35, some bulls, boop. Anyway, I'll do Jerry Springer boops. Let me see, the roof is open, yeah. Yeah, I get to sing the Florence in Heaven, you know what I'm saying? Because I told them that easy to do, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, my fault. So, sorry about that glare. So anyway, last time I was in the D, you know what I mean, I was chilling with Nicole, and she was like, which one of them songs, you know what I'm saying, your favorite by my mama, right? So I was like, yo, I love them all, but I think My World Is Empty Without You, babe, is a hot one. I told her I wanted to sing I Hear a Symphony to her, and she was like, all right. Well, not, it's all right, cool. But I never got the chance. So I'm going to sing I Hear a Symphony to her mama in heaven, because truth be told, again, because I'm about to wrap this video up because it's dumb cold. I'm going to show you a little bit of the Bronx before, while, I sing to Florence Ballard in Heaven. And because true indeed, anytime any of her fans get the opportunity to hear her music, they're hearing a symphony. You already know. She had a multi-octave voice. But anyway, shout out to Florence Ballard in Heaven. 42 years strong in heaven. 75 years this year. Wish you were here. Shout out to the family. And app, if you ever see this video, I'm going to push your stuff through New York, man. You already know what it is. But anyway, and Derek, thank you for the comments, and everybody, thank you all. But I'm not really hanging up. I'm going to show you a little bit of the Boogie Down Bronx up on the roof. And remember, Florence Ballard lives through her children, through her grandchildren, and through her great-grandchildren. At any time you put on Where Did Our Love Go? Baby Love. Come See About Me. Stop in the Name of Love. Back in My Arms Again. Nothing But Heartaches. And the one I'm about to sing for you. My World Is Empty Without You. Love is like an itching in my heart. You Can't Hurry Love. The original one before Phil Collins got to it. You Can't Hurry Love. You Keep Me Hanging On. Love Is Here Now. You Gone. The Happening. Officially. Okay, and we won't get into any speculation with this video, okay? Anytime you hear them tunes, you already know what's up. Florence Ballard lives on all of those tunes. especially Come See About Me. That was her. So now let's take a look at the Bronx. Party people, yeah. New York, big city of dreams. You already know what New York is, definitely what it means. Shout out to Florence Ballard. I'm pointing it up to heaven right now. Let me go over here to the rails. Get over here and up on the roof. I ain't trying to fall off though. Let's look downstairs. Alright. It's a good thing it's a railing up here, boy. Cause y'all know how wrong get. Oh man. Yep, I love my hood. I love my hood. Oh, man, don't people know I'm doing a video? It's all good. But thank y'all for hitting me up. All right. Wow. And in heaven, Florence, this is for you. And this is for anybody that can hang with this voice of mine. You're giving me a true love. And every day I thank you, love, for a feeling that's so new, so inviting, so exciting. Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony, a tender melody, pulling me closer, closer to your arms. Then suddenly, your lips are touching mine, a feeling so divine, till I leave this past behind. I'm lost in a world made for you and me. Ooh, baby. Yo, that's only the first part. You know what I'm saying? The rest of I Hear Symphony. I see the George Washington Bridge over there in the distance. But the rest of I Hear Symphony is for the late, great Florence Ballard. June 30th, 1943. Cancerian to February 22nd, 1976. Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony play sweet and tenderly. Every time your lips meet mine, now baby, 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 I bring this joy within. Don't let this feeling end. Let it go on and on and on now, baby, baby, baby. Those teardrops in my eyes, I cry not for myself. That's for those who've never felt the joy we felt. Whenever you're near, a symphony. Each time you speak to me, I hear a tender rhapsody of love, baby, baby. Don't let this moment end. Keep standing close to me. Ooh, so close to me. I hear a symphony. Rest in peace, Florence in heaven. Peace.